Hey, when we go on retreats, one of the things that we do on Sunday morning on the retreat to communicate to one another is we have everybody stand up. So everybody stand up. Okay? Everybody face to the east. Stretch out your hands. Put them on the shoulders of the person in front of you. There you go. Yeah, there you go. Dig in there a little bit. Ever wanted a massage? This is the best some of you are ever going to get. Okay? 3, 2, 1, turn around, switch, do it the other way. Make sure you give as good of one as the person that just gave it to you. Oh, yeah. The only bad part about preaching is I don't get one all weekend. Okay, you can have a seat. I figure I just bought 10 minutes worth of your attention. Now, touch. When we think about this, what are the different ways that we experience touch? Most of you probably experienced a handshake today. For those people that are germaphobes and don't like the handshake, you've learned to pound knuckles, right? That's the whole reason that came about, I imagine, because of our germ-free society that we live in. Other people, it's a hug, a kiss, a back rub, a high five, and of course, the most intimate of all touches, intercourse. All of them are part of ways in which love is communicated. Now, ironically, without anyone knowing it, as the sermon series was being put together and people were being put in place for it, they did not know this, but my primary love language is touch. That's how my emotional tank is filled. Now, some of the women in the audience are going, well, isn't touch every guy's primary love language? It's not. As much as we like to be touched, it's not necessarily all of our primary love language. It is for sure one of mine. In fact, my wife and I, since we've been married about 10 years now, we've developed a habit that helps fill my emotional tank through this idea of touch being my love language. Since we have been married, when we watch TV or we watch movie at night, we always sit on the couch together, and we always sit in such a way in which our bodies are touching. In fact, this is how strong this habit has become in our lives. 5 years ago, when our son Eli was born, our parents came to us and said, we would like to buy you a gift for the birth of your second son. So we're like, cool. And I immediately said, I think we need a rocking chair. And not just any old rocking chair. I think we need one of those big old leather rocking chairs that you can pull the handle up and pull the feet up, because, of course, that's the best way that the babies rock to sleep, right? Not to mention it's the best way for me to grab the remote in front of the TV and pretend, mind you, I say pretend, like I'm king for a few minutes. So they bought us this chair. Incredible chair, awesome chair, leather chair. It's great. I can count on my hands the number of times at night that my wife and I have sat in separate places, me in the chair and her on the couch, since we have gotten that chair 5 years ago. Our love language, my love language is connecting, touching. And so we always sit on the couch together in such a way that we're touching. Now, marriage isn't the only place where touch is important. It's also very important in child development. In fact, if you were to go onto the internet right now, like I did this last week, and you type in the words child development and touch, any number of articles and statistics and everything else will come flooding onto your screen. One of those articles that I happened to take a look at this last week was from the Harvard Gazette. Now, the Harvard Gazette, the people that did this study, this research, are arguing that touch is essential from the moment that a child begins to cry. You see, we as Americans, as soon as a child starts to cry, especially after they get, just a few weeks old, we think it's important for them to begin to develop their independence. And so we'll say, we're just going to let the baby cry for a few minutes so that it becomes more independent. The Harvard study suggests that it is essential to the development of relationships for children that when they begin to cry, that they receive physical touch immediately in their time of stress. In fact, check out this quote from the Harvard Gazette. physical contact, and reassurance will make children more secure and better able to form adult relationships when they finally head out on their own. Touch in a child's life is crucial to the development of their adult relationships later on in life. Now, I can almost hear it right now. Some of you are going, why am I sitting here listening to this touchy-feely sermon? I mean, if you think about it, we as Americans, we're not exactly known as a touchy-feely type of society. We've kind of left that up to the French, with all their hugging and kissing and everything else. Not that I'm bashing the French, okay? Great people.